Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Listen and repeat.
Bicycle, bicycle. Meaning: a vehicle with two wheels. A vehicle with two wheels. Sentences and examples.
I ride a bicycle every day. I ride a bicycle every day. Elias goes to school by bicycle. Elias goes to school by bicycle. Sunia rides a bicycle to go to the shop. Sunia rides a bicycle to go to the shop. Listen and repeat.
Island, island. Meaning: a piece of land surrounded by water. A piece of land surrounded by water. Sentences and examples.
I live on a small island. I live on a small island. Kareem goes to an island for 1 week on his holiday. Kareem goes to an island for 1 week on his holiday. Mohammed buys a small and beautiful island. Mohammed buys a small and beautiful island. Listen and repeat.
Lighthouse, lighthouse. Meaning: a tall tower that helps ships find their way. A tall tower that helps ships find their way. Sentences and examples.
The lighthouse is on the coast. The lighthouse is on the coast. A lighthouse helps ships find their way and not get lost. A lighthouse helps ships find their way and not get lost. Hamid is a ship captain and sees the lighthouse at night. Hamid is a ship captain and sees the lighthouse at night. Listen and repeat.
Umbrella, umbrella. Meaning: a tool to protect you from rain. A tool to protect you from rain. Sentences and examples.
I use an umbrella when it rains. I use an umbrella when it rains. Tom carries an umbrella for the sun. Tom carries an umbrella for the sun. Jenny buys a black umbrella for the rain. Jenny buys a black umbrella for the rain. Listen and repeat.
Keypad, keypad. Meaning: a small device with buttons used for entering numbers. A small device with buttons used for entering numbers. Sentences and examples.
I press the numbers on the keypad. I press the numbers on the keypad. Sammy writes text on the keypad. Sammy writes text on the keypad. Max types on the keypad. Max types on the keypad. Listen and repeat.
Helmet, helmet. Meaning: a protective head covering. A protective head covering. Sentences and examples.
I wear a helmet when riding a bike. I wear a helmet when riding a bike. Sunia wears a helmet when she rides a motorcycle. Sunia wears a helmet when she rides a motorcycle. Rahim wears a helmet when he works with stones. Rahim wears a helmet when he works with stones. Listen and repeat.
Calendar, calendar. Meaning: a chart with days, weeks, and months. A chart with days, weeks, and months. Sentences and examples.
I mark my birthday on the calendar. I mark my birthday on the calendar. Sammy always carries a small calendar in his pocket. Sammy always carries a small calendar in his pocket. Nasim looks at the calendar. Nasim looks at the calendar. Listen and repeat.
Ruler, ruler. Meaning: a tool to measure length. A tool to measure length. Sentences and examples.
I use a ruler to draw straight lines. I use a ruler to draw straight lines. Nikki buys a ruler for drawing lines. Nikki buys a ruler for drawing lines. Lori uses a ruler to draw a house plan. Lori uses a ruler to draw a house plan. Listen and repeat.
Telescope,
Telescope.
meaning: a tool to look at stars and planets. A tool to look at stars and planets. Sentences and examples.
I use a telescope to watch the stars. I use a telescope to watch the stars. A telescope is used to study space. A telescope is used to study space. Listen and repeat.
Gloves, gloves. Meaning: a covering for the hands. A covering for the hands. Sentences and examples.
I wear gloves in the winter. I wear gloves in the winter. Imon wears gloves when he works. Imon wears gloves when he works. They use gloves for stone work. They use gloves for stone work. Listen and repeat.
Postcard, postcard. Meaning: a card for sending messages through the mail. A card for sending messages through the mail. Sentences and examples.
I send a postcard when I travel. I send a postcard when I travel. Hamid says his postcard comes to the post office. Hamid says his postcard comes to the post office. Listen and repeat.
Broom, broom.
Meaning:
a tool for sweeping the floor. A tool for sweeping the floor. Sentences and examples.
I use a broom to clean the house. I use a broom to clean the house. Jenny cleans her house with a broom. Jenny cleans her house with a broom. Darlie sweeps the room with a broom. Darlie sweeps the room with a broom. Listen and repeat.
Fan, fan. Meaning: a device that blows air to cool you down. A device that blows air to cool you down. Sentences and examples.
The fan is on because it is hot. The fan is on because it is hot. The weather is hot. Sunia turns on the fan. The weather is hot. Sunia turns on the fan. They need a fan in spring. They need a fan in spring. Listen and repeat.
Candle, candle. Meaning: a wax stick that provides light when burned. A wax stick that provides light when burned. Sentences and examples.
She lights a candle for dinner. She lights a candle for dinner. Lena lights a candle in the evening. Lena lights a candle in the evening. Hakeem studies by candlelight. Hakeem studies by candlelight. Listen and repeat.
Notebook, notebook. Meaning: a book for writing notes. A book for writing notes. Sentences and examples.
I use a notebook to write my homework. I use a notebook to write my homework. Salim has a notebook for his notes. Salim has a notebook for his notes. Sina buys a new notebook for writing. Sina buys a new notebook for writing. Listen and repeat.
Flashlight, flashlight. Meaning: a small portable light. A small portable light. Sentences and examples.
I use a flashlight at night. I use a flashlight at night. Hamid turns on his flashlight in the dark. Hamid turns on his flashlight in the dark. The car has a bright flashlight. The car has a bright flashlight. Listen and repeat.
Bridge, bridge. Meaning: a structure built to cross a river or road. A structure built to cross a river or road. Sentences and examples.
We cross the river on the bridge. We cross the river on the bridge. A car goes over the bridge across the river. A car goes over the bridge across the river. Elias crosses the bridge every morning to go to school. Elias crosses the bridge every morning to go to school. Listen and repeat.
Chalk, chalk. Meaning: a soft, white substance used for writing. A soft, white substance used for writing. Sentences and examples.
The teacher writes with chalk on the board. The teacher writes with chalk on the board. Sammy solves an example on the board with chalk. Sammy solves an example on the board with chalk. Tom writes on the board with chalk. Tom writes on the board with chalk. Listen and repeat.
Ticket, ticket. Meaning: a document that allows you to enter a place or event. A document that allows you to enter a place or event. Sentences and examples.
I buy a ticket for the movie. I buy a ticket for the movie. Lena buys a ticket for a show. Lena buys a ticket for a show. Tom and Jenny buy tickets for a new movie. Tom and Jenny buy tickets for a new movie. Listen and repeat.
Backpack, backpack. Meaning: a bag worn on the back. A bag worn on the back. Sentences and examples.
I carry my books in a backpack. I carry my books in a backpack. Max puts money in his backpack. Max puts money in his backpack. Kareem buys a backpack. Kareem buys a backpack. Simple story. Tom and Jenny are friends. They like to learn new things together. One day, they plan a small trip. Tom looks at the calendar and says, "Our trip is today." Jenny puts her notebook and a ruler in her backpack. Tom takes his bicycle and wears a helmet. They ride the bicycle and go to a small island. On the way, they cross a bridge. When they arrive, they see a tall lighthouse. Tom says, "The lighthouse helps ships." At night, it starts to rain. Jenny opens her umbrella. They walk and laugh together. At night, they use a flashlight. They sit and light a candle. The place is quiet and nice. Tom looks at the sky with a telescope. He sees many stars. Jenny smiles and says, "This is beautiful." They eat and rest. A fan is on in the room because it is hot. In the morning, they clean the place with a broom. Jenny writes a postcard and says, "I send this to my friend." Tom uses a keypad on his phone. He says, "I send a message too." They buy a ticket and go back home. They feel happy and say, "This is a good trip." Do you like this method? Write in the comments and subscribe. Stay with English No Limits.